Alrighty guys, got me a nice little challenge today. As you can tell, that is broken. And this arm, I guess it's not parallel with that flange, and it goes to one of these drill rigs out here. Don't exactly know what this part is called, but I call it broken. And so they've done their best to try to keep it going, which is fine. They've got they welded it and welded it and welded it, kept adding and adding. Became an issue, so now I just got to erase all that stuff. So hang tight, we'll see it fixed. Alright, so this is looking good so far. I've got most of it gouged off. You can see the separation line right in here. And you know, I'll try and make some clearance. If I have to cut some more out of it, I will, and then just fill the underneath of this plate with weld, so it'll create a new plate, to say, and it'll be 100% weld penetration. But I needed to create some clearance so that this could squeeze back together. So now I gotta flip this thing over and do the other side. Alright. This side is gonna be a little tricky, because I gotta get in there. It's really tight access area. Should be okay though once I get it out. Then I'll see the separation line between this piece and that piece, and hopefully be able to squeeze these two together. Maybe. Gotta get rid of all this other junk under here as well, so it's a little bit of flipping and turning, and we'll be in good shape. Alright, sorry about the bad lighting, but that's how I was looking so far. Looks like I cut a lot out, and I did. That way there's enough room for it to squeeze back together. And then, you know, if there's any gap, well, then the benefit to that is that it'll just be 100% welded. So that's good there. But if you look here to the one side, right there, that gap right there is probably enough to straighten this leg back out that way. So that's what's giving us problems. So I'll have to flip it over, gouge this stuff off, and clean that up a little bit better so it does have enough room to close back up. And same in here, probably hit it with a chisel and a hammer so that it has enough room to settle back in position. But other than that, things are looking good, so we'll keep moving. But if you can strip across it, you can feel it, right? So that's working out so far so good. This piece here is looking to be in line with this piece here, so I think we're in good shape. So one of the things we wanted to do is tack it in place and then test fit it on the machine so that to make sure, because as this bolts up to something here, it's got a specific length that it's got to meet up to, which kind of doesn't make sense because you know, if it opened up it was still fitting, so I don't know, I'll have to see, but it's looking really good. That left enough room there for it to flex. I cut away enough over here for it to flex right in here. That's a big gap, but that's all right. It's all fillable. So looking really good. Now I'm gonna try and put a little weld in there and see if I can close it up, hold it in position. All right, looking good. Okay, I feel kind of dumb. I did all that twisting and turning for nothing. I don't know what I was doing. I was just looking at it over and over, and I was hoping that this would hold it in position, but it doesn't. So I got to put this chain coming along back on. So sorry to waste your time and sorry to waste my time. That was dumb. Either way. All right, got to keep trucking. Okay, didn't realize I was filming in live time. All right, so that's got a huge gap. That's all right. You can step across it, you can feel it, right? And so here, put a little tack in there, kind of hold it in position. Customer wants to try it on the machine, make sure it's nice and square, because the bar that goes from here to the other end is fixed. So we'll give that a shot. He wants to put a few bolts in it, take a measurement. If the measurement comes out good, well then we're good. So I think we're doing well. So after this, it's just a matter of welding it up. I'll probably lay it down so that I could build up the weld on the one side and stretch or build up to, or almost like a stalagmite. It might make it to the top, and run some passes on there until it reaches there and fills it in. So from that point, it'll be 100% weld, so it should be strong enough. And the challenging parts are in there actually, but you know, if I can see it, I can weld it. So then this guy, weld this guy up a little bit. So things are looking good. It shouldn't take too long. Customer's saying this is a really expensive piece, so I'm glad I'm able to help them out. So anyway, we're going to take it apart and go test fit it. Here we go. We just tried it on the machine. Customer thinks it's good. Now it's my turn to try and make it look pretty. I don't like that gap, but got a little too carried away. That happens, I guess. But at least it was able to get back into position properly. So now I'll try and weld all that up. We'll be in good shape. Here we go. Sorry about all the long distance viewing. So far so good. And then being in the shade doesn't help any either, I know. I'm sorry about that. But oh well. Anyway, so here we are. I gotta flip it over, then I'll start welding on the inside part of the ring, or this plate here, and we should be good to go. Okay, looking in here, got quite a bit of a gap. I mean, that is like 3/8 of a gap. Pretty big. So I had to cut that clearance so that it was squeezed back together. Of course, I cut too much, and it turns out that this piece here was torn above the weld, and then when I gouged it, I was able to access the bottom where this piece and this piece joined, and what ended up happening is that piece just melted out, so that left me with a big gap. But that's actually okay in this sense, because now I can actually fill it all up with one solid weld, and it should be, you know, hopefully a little stronger. So now, good thing I have the wire, so I can just fill this up here, all that area, and do this side first, and then do the inside of this ring, and we should be good. All right. Alright, so I got the outside part of it welded up. Not the prettiest, but it'll work. So, I need to clean all that spatter up. I didn't see that. Okay, so that's all that's left. It's this part of the radius or perimeter. Here's where there was a gap, so I'm gonna focus on there first. I gotta get it to this outside thickness of this plate, and I'll throw a real nice pass in there, and hopefully that'll be done. All right. Okay, about as good as it's gonna get. Fill that up, and man, you really can't see how well that turned out, but it worked out all right. It's got plenty of weld. This has got a bit of a recess in here because this is 3/8 plate, and so I filled it up pretty good. I had to fill it up pretty good because this was torn a little high. So I just made sure to cover all of that, and so I think it's looking good. About as good as I can do it for what it is. So now I gotta put up my junk. But let's see if we can roll it up here to the light. There you go. A little better. It's all right. Not all right. So that should do it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are able to see. So if not, I'll make some changes for the next one. See ya.